Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making cheesecake cupcakes. I have chosen 4 different flavors, I guess. A regular New York cheesecake, a chocolate cheesecake, a coffee cheesecake, and an Oreo cheesecake. So first you start by making the crust. We'll start with the chocolate crust. I already measured it out. So this is 3/4 cup of this chocolate graham cracker. I was going to use regular graham cracker for the New York cheesecake, but the box I had was 2 years old and tasted horrific. I shouldn't have even swallowed it. I might get really sick later by testing out that stuff. So I decided not to make a cheesecake with that. But I did buy this. Never done it before. Chocolate graham cracker. Sounds like it would be good. So yeah, so I did 3/4 cup of that. That's already done. The other crust that I'm going to use is Oreo. I have to separate the Oreos. And it doesn't really matter if you break them, because you're just going to be smashing them anyhow. I'm still debating whether or not I want to mix the cream in with the batter. Crushing up 12 cookies. Basically, I'm going to need 3/4 of a cup to fill the bottoms of the cupcake tins. So we're going to set this aside for later. I think in replacement of the sugar in the actual cheesecake, I'm going to use this. I haven't done this before, so again, learning together. So to crush these, the easiest way is to put them in a Ziploc baggie. Just crush them a bit. Lay them flat. Because you want it as fine of a powder as the other graham cracker one that I have. You don't want too much air in the bag, otherwise it will release the pressure out and then the bag will explode and then you'll have Oreo crumbs everywhere. So 12 cookies is a little bit more than 3/4 of a cup, but I'm going to use a little extra I set aside for mixing in kind of with the batter a little bit, just to give a little bit more texture, I guess. So next what we do is we mix in the sugar. So I already pre-measured it out. So it's going to be, for a full recipe, it'd be 4 tablespoons, 1/4 cup. But for this, since I'm splitting it, it's 2 tablespoons in each, pre-measured out. Since the crackers are, they're not very sweet, and you kind of want a little bit sweeter of a crust. Kind of just want to mix it in a bit. So next we need to add the butter. So it's 2 tablespoons each, and then it needs to be heated. So we're going to microwave it for 30 seconds and then mix it in with this. Alright, so we'll do the lighter one first. And it's not going to become a solid mixture because you're going to press it down into the pan. But you do want the butter completely mixed in with the crumbs. It about looks like that. I already put the liners in the cupcake pan. So supposedly this recipe is for 24 cheesecake cupcakes. So we'll see if that plays out to be true or not. So what we're gonna do is scoop half a spoonful into each each of these. Next, you're gonna want to press the crust down into the liner. Because you want it to form so when you serve it, it's got a full, it doesn't crumble apart. So after you're done pressing them into, you're gonna want to bake them for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. Okay, fresh mimosa. First, 5 8-ounce bricks of cream cheese. Okay, I gotta make sure I do this right. 1 cup of sugar and 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Beat until creamy. Okay. That has been beaten. And then it says add eggs 1 at a time on low. So before I do that, I'm going to crack the eggs all into here. It wouldn't be a proper shitty bacon video if I didn't drop the eggshell into the eggs. But that's why you always crack the eggs not straight into the batter. So you don't, if you do drop an eggshell in it, you can easily get it out of this a lot easier than out of that. So it says add the eggs 1 at a time on low. So they're all like, the eggs are kind of like, and the yolks are combined, so like one will just fall in, I hope. See, just like that. The other one. Hey, it changed the consistency of this shit. Mix up the sides on it, because the sides have not gotten mixed in. Now I'm going to want to mix in 1 cup of sour cream. Yes, 1 cup of sour cream. Oh, I forgot to mention, the cream cheese needs to be room temperature. Otherwise it gets clumpy. So I had set out the cream cheese hours earlier, so it was room temperature. And the Vegas heat definitely helped to get to room temperature a lot faster than, say, a Midwest kitchen. And mix. If I remember what cheesecake batter looks like, I would have to say this probably looks like it. Yeah. Okay. Tastes about right. Cool. So now to fuck with the flavorings. So I wanted to do before. We are gonna mix this into, or separate it into 4 different bowls. Okay, that's about even. So the one for the New York cheesecake, I can just leave alone. Let's do the Oreo one first, because I'm just gonna mix that Oreo frosting back into this quickly. I don't know if that's gonna make it taste any better. So remember that it's the Oreo one, I'm gonna cinnamon right on it. So to do the chocolate, we're gonna need half a cup of chocolate chips. If you're doing a full recipe, you're gonna want 2 cups or a full package. And you would want half a cup of milk, but the equivalent of that, if you're gonna split it into 4, is 2 tablespoons. So half a cup of chocolate chips and 2 tablespoons of milk. And then we are, you could use steel off top, but we're just gonna microwave it. And you want to do half power for like 30 seconds at a time, because you don't want to burn. So this is half power level for 40 seconds. It's not quite there, so I'm gonna have it finish out that 20 seconds. So that's perfect. So for this amount of chocolate, power level, half power level for a minute. Mix that on low. That might have been too much chocolate. This looks so good. So for the coffee one, it's said to use instant coffee rather than like regular coffee grounds, because it has a better flavor. For this, you'd normally want, for a full cheesecake, 2 tablespoons, equivalent that down to 2 teaspoons. So I think that's probably just 1 packet. Just kidding. Then just enough water to kind of dissolve it. Start with the vanilla, regular. Put that into, so we're supposed to fill them 2/3 full. Oreo one, shit, I have way too much batter. I have to make another cheesecake, I think. Because these ones I was gonna add some crumbs in the middle. So good. We're gonna put them in the oven for 20 to 23 minutes at 325 degrees. So the oven is already preset at that, so we're just gonna toss them in. They sunk a bit. Ooh, I have the hiccups. I felt like they sunk and they look terrible. So maybe the next ones will put more batter in. So I'm gonna break up part of an Oreo and put it on top. Okay, so it's just more of that the chocolate and milk from earlier. Cheers! We made some cheesecake. I forgot that we gotta add our special little coronaviruses to a few of these. We got the coronavirus chocolate cheesecake.